Good afternoon. So today we want to look at a game called shouting game, and basically shouting game just like we trying to create something like anytime we shout, the game performs an action. So the first thing we want to do is we want to bring in a sprite, and we want to bring in a powered sprite, and we have to go to the sprite and to the cat head, and you understand how we do this. So now we have to bring in a sprite, a parrot. Now the main thing is the parrot is big, so we have to reduce the size of the parrot. Now look at what I'm showing you now. You can see we're having a big parrot. Now the parrots have already taken over our display section, so we want to have enough space, like a small parrot, a small obstacles, just in case we bring in an obstacles. So we are going to change the size of the parrot. Now we have to change the size, so let us see 35, and just to have a little parrot, and we have enough space to play our game. Now after we had a parrot, now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to try to code on the parrot. Now let me show you something. Now instead of using when flag is click, now this time around we are going to be using when loudness. Exactly. Now when loudness is greater than 10, that means when I shout and my voice volume is greater than 10, then the parrot is going to listen to us. That's not what I'm trying to say. Now let us try to test our code. Let us see how it's going to work out. Now the next thing I have to do now is to bring out the next code. Now the first one is event when loudness is greater than 10. Now you can change the loudness number to any number you feel like. So let me go to control, bring out repeat 10, then from control go to motion, change y to 10. Now there's a subject, there's a topic in coding and Scratch that is called coordinate. Coordinate is when a sprite is moved to a particular position. Now when we have change y to 10, that means we have s grid and y grid basically. So y means this bed 10, which is a positive number, is going to draw up. Exactly. You can see because I'm stucking, that's why it's going up. So I have to drag it down. So instead of me stucking when it's going out, so I have to say up, or I have to say jump, or I have to shout so it can go up. Yeah. Now I'm adding change y to -10. So anytime I shout, when it goes up, it has to come down back. So remember, +10 is to go up, the minus is to go back to the normal position back. So let us go. So let me join the two together. So there's a why I separate the first code and second code. Jump, jump, jump. When I say jump, it should go up. Then -10, y -10 is meant for it to go down. You understand what I'm trying to say? So plus y, change y by 10, go up, change y by -10, go down. Now the next thing I want to bring in now is a dragon, just so that anytime I'm shouting, then I'll have to avoid obstacles. Exactly, I have to avoid obstacles. Now automatically dragon here is my obstacle, so I change the size of my dragon to 35 too. But if dragon is facing the other side, so I have to change the direction. So what is the direction, sis? So the direction is going to be facing my parrot. So me and the dragon have to see each other, so I have to change it so it's going to be facing. So what I have to do is just go to directions, change the 90 to -90, then change it from left to right. Exactly. Now that's what you're saying exactly. So now from there I have to code on my dragon when flag is click. From when flag is click, I'll bring in the next code forever. That means my dragon should keep on moving over and over again without stopping. Yes. Now there's also a topic on Scratch that's called loop. Loop is when a code is true when a certain condition repeats itself over and over again. So that's what we basically call loop. It keeps on moving on that direction. Then what I have to do is to shout to my parrot, so my parrot can avoid the dragon. So exactly, so one forever, after dragging out forever, I have to bring in the next two code, go to X and get and glide 3 seconds. Now go to X means it should go to the X position, and it should go to X and Y position, and it should glide means it should move according to that position. So that means automatically my dragon is going to be moving straight. So what I have to do is basically, as a parrot, I have to shout so that the parrot can touch my dragon. So anytime the parrot and the dragon collide together, it's gonna be a game over for me. So remember, go to X and glide 3 seconds. Now I can basically change my 3 seconds to 1 second, but trust me, it's going to slow down. But 3 seconds, glide 3 seconds is going to make it fast. Now along the line, I have to code my dragon. Then after adding those 2 things to it, I have to go over again, add when flag is clicked again to it. Then after when flag is clicked, so we have to drag out trains hunting. Now the main question is, wait until what? Now we have to wait until when it touches parrot, so then everything is going to stop. Then after that, we go to sensing block to drag out touching, we place it inside the wait until, then change what I just clicked now to parrot. Then we have to go to control block and drag out stop all. Now after stop all, when I try to test my game, anytime a dragon touches the parrot, everything will stop. Exactly, everything will do what? Everything will stop. Now guess what I have to do next? I have to do the same thing. I have to duplicate the parrot and duplicate the dragon and have 2 dragons. Yeah, I don't want a situation whereby only one dragon keeps on coming over and over again and the game start getting boring. No, I wanted that when one shows up, it takes like 2 to 3 seconds for the other one to also shows up. Now this time around, the code is going to be very easy for me, because why is that I just have to copy the code from the first dragon down to the second dragon. That is the main thing. I have to copy the code from the first dragon down to the second dragon. Now after that, I have to drag the code from here, which is my first code, down to the second dragon. Now maybe because I'm using a small gadget, but if I'm using a big gadget, you're going to observe that the sprite I'm dragging this onto have to have a little glitch. What I mean glitch is that a little movement, like it's just going to just shake a little bit. That shows a sign that something have been duplicated. That shows something have been duplicated basically. Now the main thing is we have to copy the 2 code we have done. That means the first one that moves so it moves from one side to another, and the second one that stops after our parrots have touches the dragon. Now we just have to do some little amendment after we copying. Now what's the amendment? Now we don't want the first dragon to hide beneath the second dragon. As what you're seeing now, the 2 dragons are moving at the same time. So the best way for us to do is that we have to hide one for 2 seconds, or hide the second one for 2 seconds. Then later on we put in show, hide and show, hide. Then after that, go to control block, drag out, wait 1 second. I can change it to 2 to 3 seconds, to 5 if I like. Then after changing it, then I'm going to go back to my looks block. Remember, looks basically is used for speech and appearance. I mean, the way you want a sprite to look like, to be, the way you want a sprite to appear. Exactly. So when I click on the green flag, the second one shows after 1 second, and I can also increase it to 2 seconds if I feel like though. Well, it's 2 seconds, but let's move on. Exactly. Now I think we're getting to the end of our game, but before then again, let's just do it in a way that anytime I jump up, anytime my parent jumps up, it scores counts. Like there's a scores the count. Now basically, for us to set scores, we are going to use what they call variables. Yes, variable basically is used to do what? To set scores. Now this is how we're going to do that. First of all, we're going to say anytime this thing go to X and Y anytime. So let's go on. So we see that first thing we have to drag out is when flag is clicked. So when we drag out when flag is clicked, we're going to continue with our code. Now when flag is clicked, so what happened when flag is clicked? Now the next thing we have to do is go to X and Y. We go to our motion block, then we scroll down, then we drag out go to X and Y. Then remember X and Y, then that particular position our part is, so we change it to -180, then -120 exactly for us to get that exact position. Now after that we have to go to variables. Exactly, we have to go to variables. We're going to click on variables, and after we click on variables, remember variables is used to store information. We set scores. We're going to create scores. Basically we can see scores here. If you don't create score, you can see score there. So you click on create, then you type in score, then you click on OK, then automatically you have score in the list of your variables. Now that means we have score and a value is meant to be given to a score. That's the main thing. So anytime I jump up, anytime I scream, my pouch jumps up and jump down again, then I have to avoid obstacles. That is the main thing. I have to avoid obstacles. Thank you so much. I love you. Please kindly subscribe to my channel. God bless you.